Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with a new topic, tenses. As you can see, there are three tenses in English: present, past, and future. I am sure, children, you have read tenses in class 7th also. You are very much aware of these three tenses: the present, past, and future tense. But today we are going to revise all these three types so that you know everything again and you will be able to do the exercises without any difficulty. Let us begin with the present tense. The present tense can be further classified into simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tense. Number 1. Simple present. Simple present tense shows things happening in the present, a habitual action, a universal truth. I am repeating. Simple present tense is used to show things happening in the present, that means the time of speaking, a habitual action, anything that has been done as a matter of habit, or a universal truth. There are three examples. She studies in Delhi Public School. This is the example of simple present tense. Studies. This verb shows that the tense is simple present tense. I get up early every day. This again shows a habit. It is also an example of simple present tense. The sun rises in the east. It is what? A universal truth. So, simple present tense shows something that is happening in the present time. It may be a habitual action. It may be a universal truth. Second is present continuous tense. It is used to express an activity happening at the time of speaking. Example, I am writing a letter. As I have just told you, present continuous. Continuous word shows that the action that has been started in the present time is still not over. It is going on. The activity is still happening at the time of speaking. I am writing. Am shows that it is present tense. Writing, ing, shows that it is continued. The work is being continued. Next is present perfect. It is used to denote an action completed in the immediate past. Present perfect. Please remember, children, that the work which has been started in the present time is now complete. The work complete. Complete is very important here because present perfect shows that the work which you started in the present time is now over, is now complete. Example, I have stopped writing. That means, suppose you were writing something, you were writing a letter or you were writing an essay half an hour back, and now you have finished. So you will write that I have stopped writing. The work which you started in the present day some time back, now at the time of speaking, it is perfectly over. This tense has a relationship with the present. It is not important at what time the action was done. The important thing is that it is complete at the time of speaking. As I just said, that the work complete is important here. The word complete is important here. It is not important that you completed 15 minutes back or you completed the work 5 minutes back, but at the time of speaking, the work is complete. That is important in this tense. Next is present perfect continuous. It is used to express an action that began in the present and has been in progress till the time of speaking. Present perfect continuous. That means the work which has been started in the present time, it may be half an hour back, 1 hour back, but supposing in the morning, today I gave you a homework that children, you have to write a letter to your friend telling how are you spending your uh, lockdown period at home. So suppose you started writing the letter to your friend in the morning today at 8 a.m. And at 12 a.m., when I asked you that children, have you finished? You are saying, ma'am, I have finished more than half of the letter, but just the conclusion is left. So this will come under present perfect continuous. You started writing the letter some time back. Some part of the letter is complete, but it is not completely over. Some conclusion part of the letter is still left. So it is used to express an action that began in the past. Past here does not mean yesterday. Today only, some hours back, you started writing and the work has been in progress till the time of speaking. Now let us see the example. We have been participating in the play for 3 years. That means that action of participating is not over. You started taking part some time back, maybe 3 years back you were a member of the dramatics committee, and now also whenever any play is organized, you are an active member, you are an active participant, and you keep taking part. So if the action is still not completely over, that means it is going on, it will come under present perfect continuous. Now let us summarize the present tense. Simple present, the form. Form means how simple present tense is written, how the sentences are written. First, he or she or it, depending upon what is the subject. Then the first form of the verb. Remember children, in class 7, you were told that there are 3 forms of the verb: present, past and past participle. There is 1/4 form also, that is known as the ing form of the verb. I hope everybody remembers that you were taught all this in class 7. So he, she, it plus the first form of the verb plus s or es. S or es is used in the verb. The verb, suppose that the verb is write. So if you are writing he writes, so you will just add s. write is already the word, s you will add. Similarly, in some cases you might add es. Second form, present continuous. Firstly, you will write the subject, then is, are, am, depending upon whether the subject is singular subject or plural subject. Then the first form of the verb again, and the ing will be added to the first form of the verb. For example, I am writing a letter. Writing, write is the verb and ing will be added plus the object. I am writing a letter, here letter is the object. Okay. Next is present perfect. Here the form is subject plus has or have plus the third form of the verb. Suppose I say she has done her homework. She is the subject, has because it is a singular subject. Third form of the verb is done plus the object. Object is homework. She has done her homework. Last is present perfect continuous. Let us see the form. Subject plus has or have plus been. Here the change is that we have to add been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus since or for. Generally you will see that since or for is used in present perfect continuous plus the time. Okay. Now for example, it has been raining since morning. It has been raining. It is the subject, has been plus first form of the verb plus ing, that is raining, since plus time. Time is morning. Okay. So this is the way present perfect continuous is going to be written whenever you have to use this tense. Now let us come to the past tense. and future tense. One thing you must remember, children, that if you have understood the present tense very nicely, you will have no problem in understanding the past tense and the future tense, because the way of writing the past tense and the future tense is very much similar to the present tense. Very slight changes you will have to make in the verbs, and that you can understand very easily. Now let us begin with the past tense. Classification of past tense. Firstly, simple past. It is used to express an action completed in the past, or it is also used to express some past habit. For example, yesterday Rima visited her aunt. Here visited is the past tense. Visit is the verb. Whenever you add ed to the verb, it becomes past tense. I hope everybody knows this. So yesterday Rima visited her aunt. This is an example of an action that was completed in the past. Let us see the form of the past tense. Subject. Now if you see the above example, Rima is the subject. Second form of verb. Second form of verb means past tense. Visited is the second form of the verb here, plus object. Aunt is the object. So this is the way the simple past tense is written. Second is past continuous. It expresses an action in progress at a particular time in the past. I am repeating, past continuous. As you did present continuous, in that what we did, the action started in the present time, and at the time of speaking it went on, it was continued. Similarly, the past tense, past continuous tense. It expresses an action in progress at a particular time in the past. That means the action began in the past time and it was still in continuation. It was still in progress at the time of speaking. Example: he was writing an essay when I saw him. He was writing. That means the work of writing an essay began in the past, and when I saw him, he was still writing. He had not finished. It was raining heavily this morning. It was raining. The process of raining, the act of raining started in the past, and when I saw, it was still raining. Form. Subject. Suppose you take the first example. He is the subject. Then was or were. How will you decide was or were? You will decide according to singular or plural subject. In the first example, he is a singular subject, so you will write was, plus first form of the verb. First form of the verb plus ing. Please remember, first form of the verb is write, plus ing becomes writing, plus object. When I saw him, this part of the subject will become the object. Him is the object actually. Next, past perfect. It is used to express an action which was completed just before or sometime before the second action in the past. Now here, children, you have to remember one thing which I have written in brackets. We are talking about two actions that took place both in the past. If there are two actions that took place at the same time both in the past, then past perfect tense is used to express an action which was completed just before or sometime before the second action in the past. That means simply you can understand that the first action was completed just before the second action could come to completion, could be completed. For example, he had taken his breakfast when the mother arrived. That means the task of taking breakfast, the task of eating breakfast is one task here in this sentence. The second action is arrival of the mother. So before the second action could be completed, the first action took place. He had taken his breakfast when the mother arrived. That means the first action was completed before the second action could take place. So this is how past perfect tense will be used. Now let us see the form of past perfect tense. Subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. Like I just read the example to you. He had taken. He is the subject. Had taken. Had you will use because we are talking about past perfect tense. Taken is the third form of the verb. When the mother arrived, mother is the object. So here the form is subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. Fourth, past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Remember, in present perfect continuous, I told you that the work started in the present time. You have finished some part of the work, but it is not fully complete. Some part is still in progress. Similarly, past perfect continuous, let us see. It expresses an action that was finished at some definite time in the past, but which had been going on before it was finished or had recently finished. I am repeating once more. Past perfect continuous expresses an action that was finished at some definite time in the past, but which had been going on before it was finished or had recently finished. It also expresses a repeated action of the past. Let us see the examples and then you will understand much better. First example. Ramesh had been working in this factory since he came to Delhi. Ramesh had been working in this factory since he came to Delhi. What does this mean? That Ramesh had been working in this factory for many years. Suppose Ramesh came to Delhi in 2005. And we are saying that Ramesh had been working in this factory since he came to Delhi. Ramesh came to Delhi, for example, in 2005. From 2005, Ramesh had been working. So the action started in the past. So many years have passed when he had been working in this factory, and at the time of speaking also, the action of working in the factory is still going on. So such type of activities which began in the past, which have been completed in the past, and they are still going on will be placed under past perfect continuous tense. Let us see the second example. Geeta had been trying since morning to contact her friend. Geeta had been trying since morning. Suppose it is now 5 o'clock in the evening and we are saying that Geeta had been trying since morning. So much time has passed in the past time. Geeta had been trying to contact her friend. So the action started in the past and the process of trying started long time back. Many hours have passed and at the time of speaking still the action of trying is going on. So such type of sentences will be placed under past perfect continuous tense. Let us see the form. Subject. Let us see the first example and relate the form. Subject. Ramesh is the subject. Had been. Had been shows past perfect. First form of the verb plus ing. First form of the verb is work in the first example. Plus ing shows that the work is going on. Plus since plus for, since or for, depending upon what is the kind of sentence, plus time. Since he came to Delhi, it also denotes time. In the second example, since morning, this also denotes time. So this is the form of past perfect continuous tense. Now let us start simple future tense. Simple future tense is used to describe an action that will take place in the future. Very simple to understand. The action that will take place in the future will be placed under simple future tense. To express the speaker's opinion about the future, to express habitual actions which are likely to take place, to express announcements of future plans and weather forecasts. So these are the places where simple future tense can be used. Let us see the examples of each. I will bring the book. Will shows future tense. I hope everybody remembers that we can use will or shall in the simple future. I will bring the book. Second example, now that the book is in the market, the sales will go up. This shows the second use which I have written in the first paragraph, which you can see under the heading of simple future, to express the speaker's opinion about the future. The speaker says that now that the book is in the market, the sales will go up. There is a future possibility of the sales that will go up, that will increase. Third, the sky is overcast. It will rain today. This is the third possibility. As you can see, I have written to express habitual actions which are likely to take place. Habitual actions, why are we calling this a habitual action? Because it is generally seen that when the sky is overcast, when the sky is covered with black clouds, it generally rains. Last example, the flood waters will continue to recede now. The flood waters will continue to recede now. This is the example of the fourth possibility, to express announcements of future plans and weather forecasts. Now let us see the form of simple future tense. Form, subject. Let us see the first example and relate the form. Subject is I, then will or shall, depending upon what kind of a sentence it is. Then the first form of the verb. In the first example, bring is the first form, plus object. The book is the object. So this is the way the form is written in simple future. Now let us see future continuous tense. It expresses an action that will be going on at the time of speaking. Very simple. Wherever continuous word comes, children, always you have to remember that the work is still in progress. The work is not complete. Future continuous, that means the work that will start in the future will be going on, will continue at the time of speaking. Let us see the form and the example. Form is subject plus will or shall plus be. Remember, be will be added in future continuous, plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Now let us see the example and relate the form. Subject. Let me read the example first. You shall be giving the lecture tonight. You is the subject. Will or shall, you can use either of the two. Be, as it is given in the form, you have to use. Giving, first form of the verb plus ing. Give is the first form plus ing becomes giving. Object is the lecture. Okay, so this is the way future continuous tense is used. The form is used like this. Now future perfect. It is used to express an action that will have been completed in the future by a certain time. That means the action will begin in the future and it will have been completed in the future by a certain time. There will be some limitation of time, and by that time in future the work will complete. Let us see the example. By tomorrow, what time limit has been set? Tomorrow. By tomorrow I shall have bought the new cycle. By tomorrow I shall have bought. That means the work of buying the cycle, which will start tomorrow, will complete by tomorrow. No, there's one slight change, one correction which I am making here in my explaining of this sentence in this example. By tomorrow I shall have bought the new cycle. Suppose the person is talking to you today and he is telling you today in the afternoon that by tomorrow I shall have bought the new cycle. Now he can go to buy the new cycle today in the evening also. He can go at 8 o'clock at night also. That will also be considered as future tense, isn't it? Because that action has not yet taken place, neither in the past nor in the present. It will take place in the future. But he is sure that by tomorrow the action of purchasing the bicycle will be complete. So this is the way it will be written. By tomorrow I shall have bought. Shall have bought. This is the important thing that you have to keep in mind, how you will write the future perfect tense. Let us see the form.